on, tell me I'm live, YouTube. On YouTube. There we go. What's up? Hey, I'm up. I'm here. Feel good. It takes YouTube a second to realize I'm live. How's it going, everyone? You got stuff to talk about. Yeah, your profile picture's different, wacky duke. But anyways, how's it going, everyone? I recorded This Week in Comics Thwick yesterday, but then when I was editing, I was like, it wasn't that entertaining, so I was like, you know what? I'll just do a live This Week in Comics for this week because not a whole lot happened. What's up, Vesco? So there wasn't really much to talk about, so I was like, you know, I'll just do it live. I think that should be better. That'd probably be more fun because the video itself I don't think was that good. You finished last laugh? What'd you think about it? Does the music sound good? Is it too loud, too low in the background? Yeah, we're gonna be talking about some stuff. First, let's talk about the Captain Marvel reveal. Some of that, how her actual suit looks and stuff. Oh, break the internet thing. I was like, I don't think enough people care about Captain Marvel for it to break the internet. Her face, she's like, every picture she's so dead inside. Like every picture we have of her, she's just. So for Last Stand, it's just because you're wrong, Soundwave. But yeah, she just looks so dead inside. I like the suit though. Suit looks good. I think it looks good. I'm not like in love with the suit, but I like it. I think it's good. Like most Marvel suits are pretty good. They've had very few like terrible ones. Only one I can really think of is the Captain America one from the first Avengers. That suit was awful. That suit was terrible. This is Captain Marvel. I like the suit. I think it looks good. Again, she looks dead inside. The suit looks good. Yeah. Then there's her with her core. There's a dude from the first Guardians. We got Ronan. Then we got Jude Law. That's what I'm most excited about is Jude Law, to be honest. I didn't even know Jude Law was in this movie. But I'm a big Jude Law fan. I love Jude Law. Like, he's awesome in the Guy Ritchie Sherlock Holmes movies. If you haven't seen those, as Watson. Here's one thing where her face looks different. She looks more like, I don't know, not dead inside, but more like, I'm trying to think of the right word. I don't know the right word right now. More focused than like dead inside. Like here, completely dead inside, doesn't care about a thing. Here, focused on whatever is in front of her right now. Jude Law looks a little confused, like why would you even do what you're doing right now? But yeah, Jude Law being in this made me super excited. He's actually what I'm most excited about. As emotion, yeah, a little bit more than normal. I like the scrolls, but I don't like their suits. I like the prosthetics and stuff looks good. I think it looks cool. But the suits, I don't know. This is a really out of shape scroll too. Like you look at this guy. This guy looks kind of sleek, kind of clean. This dude looks like a bit whiter, like he's had some cake recently. And then you got these dudes in the background, some bigger, like buffer scrolls. And this guy, this poor guy, he doesn't meet the criteria that the other three do. Like this poor guy. Not to fat shame a scroll or anything. He's not like that ginormous, but you can tell he's compared to the others, he's a lot more out of shape. We get these images from Entertainment Weekly. That's where they came out. They've got, again, Jude Law, who, this is where the director's talking to him, and he looks like he's about to kill the director. Like, look at him. He's got to be a villain in this. I guarantee you it's going to be in the beginning, oh, he's like blah, blah, blah's mentor, and then in the end, he turns out to be the bad guy. That's what's going to happen. And that's just what it looks like. He just looks bad in all these photos. Like, they wouldn't have him wear those contacts if he wasn't bad, I'm just saying. They got Ronan. Like, babyface Ronan. Who sucked in Guardians so bad. Well, the scrolls are more important, I hope so. I wonder if we're gonna. They have to have someone be a scroll, right? There's no way. This dude looks freaky though. Look at his face. They like made him blue or something. He looks like too excited. And we've got her again, dead inside, just completely dead inside. Looks like she's modeling. I like how the jacket's too long for her. She's got her fist clenched like she's angry, but at the same time it looks like she's wearing her dad's jacket because it's too big for her. Like, I'm mad, but then it's too big. But she looks like this would be something at JCPenney's, like a model on the wall. Like the way she's standing and everything, besides the dead inside face, but the clothes and everything, it looks like she's modeling for something. YouTuber fat shames aliens with me. This looks insane. The fact that Samuel L. Jackson looks so young here, obviously they did their movie magic. But I'm excited about that. And then this, I like the suit. Again, what is with her face here? Like, this is just, whoever like decided this was the one they went with out of all the photos, you know, they did a photo shoot and they took a bunch of photos and they decided on this one. I'm sorry, but you should have chosen one where her face looked better. Like, she's supposed to look heroic with all the colors and her stance, and then the face just, is that Shields hat? What? No, it's a New York Giants hat. Football season starting back. You're not bothering with the Captain Marvel movie? Why not? I'm probably gonna say no, there's not at Comic-Con, so I'll say no to this movie. Wait, this got a negative response at Comic-Con? What? The future is female. You ever say it the other way around and you're wrong. They don't know how to smile. Apparently not. Like, I don't get, because it's not like she's facing off against a villain in this. I would understand that. Like, if she's facing off against someone on the cover, but it's just her. And, like, she's supposed to look heroic. That's why you got the stars in the background, like the sun and stuff, the colors. And then it's like, okay, skip that. And then, like, she's just her face. She just looks dead inside again. Again, there's one where she actually has different emotion. She looks more driven here. And the other, she just looks, like, again, dead inside. She looks mad at the audience. She does. I don't get it. Hello, Jose de... But yeah, that's pretty much it about the Captain Marvel. I'm most excited about Jude Law. I love Jude Law. See, this poor Jude Law. He's had, like, Ian's got that same hairline. Like that, it's not receding, it's just that's how it is. Like, it's just stuck like that forever. There's no going forward or going back. Gonna get her ass handed over by Thanos? Probably not. Future's female, man. She's gonna come in and kick Thanos' ass. Come in and be like, this is how we do it, and then just kick his ass. Like, take the gun straight on him. But yeah, we got some other stuff to talk about. We got some new stuff about Tom King's whole run. He had an exclusive interview with CBR, Comic Resources, and they were talking about stuff. They were like, hey, guy, well, they were talking to him about the whole Batman issue number 50. Which, with, you know, when that whole thing happened was, if you missed out on it, that was when Batman and Catwoman were supposed to get married. There was a whole build up to it, and it's like, oh man, they're gonna get married, finally, because they're in this whole stigma with Batman to where he just had always been not happy, he couldn't be happy, that's just not part of Batman's character, couldn't do it, and so then, he's finally gonna get married, because there were other times where stuff almost happened, like with Batman Hush, he finally started to trust Catwoman, and then at the end of the Bat book, she said hush, and that, like, caused him to doubt her. He got very upset, so he got very upset about that, and then there was another part, like in Batman R.I.P., where he was starting to trust that one girl, I don't remember her name, but then it turned out she backstabbed him and worked with those guys, like the Black Glove, I think they were called. And so Batman's had a long history of being backstabbed by his lovers and stuff, just never being happy. So now it's like, finally, Catwoman's the one he's meant to be with. He's gonna get married. This is awesome. And then she left him at the altar in Batman 50 for kind of stupid reasoning. And Tom King after that was tweeting out, and he's like, hey guys, it was just, it's gonna be a 100-issue arc, okay, don't worry. And then in this interview, there's a part that really made me mad, because he talks about how they're gonna be crossing over with the Catwoman book to do it, basically. Let me see if I can find the part. The marriage of Batman Catwoman, this blah, blah, blah. Let's see, what's it here? Good eggs. I feel like I come from a world now. It's a 100-issue story at the end. I feel like that. Huge villain's Bane. Yep. Where's the part where he talks about? I thought it was on the first page. Whatever. Either way, he says that they're gonna do like a big story arc where they end up like crossing over with the Catwoman book, which I think is stupid. Because I hate when comics do that, where they're like, hey, this comic that you have in your pull is, but these other 3 that you don't, you're gonna have to buy those too to know what the storyline going is. Otherwise, you'll just get bits and pieces, and it won't make any sense to you. So I hate the fact that they do that. It's stupid. But they're doing it here. I think what they should do is, for this story arc, is, hey, if you want to read Batman's perspective of the story arc, pick up Batman's book. If you want to read Catwoman's perspective of the story arc, pick up Catwoman's book. You can pick them up both, but it's not necessary to pick up both. It's just you can if you want to. I think that would be better. Yeah, my lighting sucks. My light bulb on this also went out. This light bulb's dead, which sucks. Because my lighting already sucked, and then that on top of it screws everything up. But yeah, and then one of the really interesting things about this is they talked to Dan DiDio about it, and they talked to Dan DiDio saying about the whole situation with the New York Times article. If you don't know, New York Times, before the issue even released, Batman number 50, where everyone thought Batman and Catwoman were gonna get married, New York Times had a whole spoiler-filled article talking about it, saying, hey, turns out Catwoman and Batman don't get married, blah blah, and they just say everything that happened. And a lot of people were upset about that and canceled their issue because they're like, oh well, this just spoiled it for me, so there's no reason for me to read the issue, and they were mad. And they talked to Dan DiDio about it, who's the co-publisher of DC, and here's what he said: we did everything right, and let people are upset, but that's part of what we need to do to draw people to the book. I hate that so much. It's just that whole shock value selling that I've talked about before. We did everything right. I know that people are upset, but that's part of what we need to do to draw people to the book. I know that people are upset. They need to upset people to draw them to the book. I hate that so much. It's the whole thing of, oh, well, we're going to kill this character and replace him with someone completely new that you don't really care about, but it's shock value, so it'll sell, it'll get on the news, people talk about it, and that's exactly what they did here. They're like, oh, Batman's gonna get married, oh, turns out he's not, he got left at the altar by Catwoman. That'll get a lot of people talking, that'll make people upset, that'll make more people buy the issue, but I don't think that worked, and I hate that mentality from Dan DiDio. I think it's really stupid. Don't beat around the bush, just hook them up, break them apart, just don't waste my time. Yeah, and it's really stupid that they, that he's doing a 100-issue story arc. I'm excited about the fact, though, that he said Bane is the main bad guy behind it all, because we saw Bane at the end of issue number 50, but we haven't, like, seen anything from it since. So, I don't know how it's gonna work, but yeah, killing off characters, sometimes it can be good. Like, Death of Superman was good, and I liked how it worked in Endgame, but it's just, when you just do it for shock value's sake, I hate it so much. So many people do it because they get free press from it. Like Chuck Dixon's talked about before, where they fell in love with being on the nightly news. It's just stupid to me. And then we got some, but yeah, that's kind of it for the whole Tom King thing. We got some other stuff. We got is Batman's Crusade Out Day in the Age of Mental Health Awareness. This is just CPR getting more woke. Comic Book Resources just saying that, oh, well, you know, there are people with mental issues that read comics. We shouldn't have Batman punching them. I just read the whole article, except I don't know if it's only 2 pages, because every time I click page number 3, it tells me bad gateway. Okay, so there is a 3rd page. I wasn't able to read the 3rd page, because earlier it kept saying bad gateway, but I read the first 2 pages. But yeah, it's the first 2 pages I were able to read. Just stupid. It was just them saying, like, oh, maybe Batman's a bit too insensitive. Maybe he shouldn't do all this stuff. And it's like, guys, we're talking about a comic book, not a real Batman. Batman is not real. They're talking about him as if he's real and talking about how bad it is and stuff he does. It's like, Batman isn't real. I hate to break it to you, but it's a comic book, so it's okay to like Batman. He's not a real person. And I always make jokes about all the terrible stuff he does, considering he breaks people's bones and just leaves them in the street. And it's like, ah, guy's probably gonna die. Like in the Arkham series. He's getting shot. Yeah, that's like, and they're just talking about, well, what about the people that have mental illnesses that see Batman beating up people with mental illnesses? They might not like that. I think anyone reading this Batman with mental illness does not compare themselves with the Joker. They don't put themselves in the same shoes as the Joker. I don't think they do that. I don't think they're like, oh, but that's basically Batman beating me up because I have a mental. I don't think so. I don't think really anyone does that. And it's just and it comics become the source of realism. I don't know, man. It's just something that people want to do. I want to ruin the escapism of comics and just go, oh, everything has to line up with how I think. Just like the whole Brian Michael Bendis thing where a bad guy can't call someone autistic. He's a bad guy. He says bad stuff. It happens. Deal with it. People say things. It's saying Batman can't be Batman. Yeah, they were just saying like, oh, it's stupid how he just punches him and throws him in asylum. It's funny because one of the things they said was they're like, most of the people that Batman punches and throws in Arkham Asylum have a mental illness. It's like, yes, that's why they're thrown in an asylum and not Blackgate. Because if you're in an asylum, that means you have a mental illness. If you're in Blackgate, that just means you're like a criminal. Might have ADHD. Yeah, that was funny. They say it in here. Let me see. I think it might have been the first page. Yeah. The people Bruce Wayne beats up and tosses in Arkham Asylum are more often than not mentally ill. Yes, that's why they're going in Arkham Asylum. Otherwise, they'd be going in Blackgate. If they rob a bank just for money, then they should go in Blackgate. But if there's someone like Two-Face or Joker, they go in Arkham Asylum because they need to be treated because they're not right in the head. It's like, oh my God. I love that they made this, they just figured this out. They're like, huh, it turns out most people that go to an asylum have a mental problem. I never knew that. It's like, oh my gosh, CBR, you guys are really bright. Wow. Going Caden Clinton. Yeah. And we also have the whole alternate comics situation. But you don't know, they released this. I think this was like right after the Robbie Rodriguez thing, because Robbie Rodriguez is like a freelancer for DC Comics, and he sent a picture of his butthole to Ethan Van Sciver, and no one did anything about it. And we're just like, eh. So Alterna Comics released their social media code of conduct. It said, you are required and encouraged to actively promote your title on social media. We do not condone the use of block bots, blind blocking, blockchains, or any other kind of program or practice that is used to block thousands of people blindly en masse. We acknowledge that unpleasant experiences through social media sadly do occur, and creators can block, mute individuals if they have had those unwanted and poor experiences with them. But due to the fact that you would be part of a creative team at Alterna, and a team of retailers would need to be able to confidently sell your comics to as many people as possible, we have adopted a policy that discourages the use of anything that would directly affect our stance of full inclusion for readers and creators. We have readers of all walks of life, and it is paramount to us that we encourage, promote, and stand by our stance that comics are for everyone. As a creator, if you have poor experiences with anyone in relation to your work, online or otherwise, and feel that you are being threatened, please reach out to us and we'll do everything within our power to work with you on how to handle this situation. We want all of our readers and our creators to feel welcome. Now, if you are a sane person reading that, you'd probably be like, oh yeah, it sounds legit to me, sounds fine, makes sense, promote your book. Don't just blindly block people that you've never interacted with and have never interacted with you. They could be a future customer, and just overall be nice. Sounds good. Problem was, a lot of people took issue with that because they thought this was him just aligning himself with Comicsgate. They thought this was Alterna Comics going, oh, you watch Unforgiven? Bash, nice. I love Unforgiven. So that and not to get too sidetracked. Maybe talk that in a bit. I think it just got added to Netflix, but that and High Plains Drifter are my favorite westerns. But anyways, yeah, if you read this, most sane people will be like, yeah, this is cool. But a lot of people went after him because they thought this was him saying Comicsgate is good, and people don't like that. And so people went after him, sent him death threats. The guy was on like the verge of suicide. The guy behind it is Peter, I don't remember his last name, but Peter something. Seems like a cool guy. He did a live stream. He seemed cool. And people got mad about this because they were told that if they work with Alterna, please don't block future customers. Because there are tons of people that I've never interacted with or even heard of, and I've been blocked by on Twitter purely because I either follow someone or they don't like my content or something. And it's just like, oh, well, that's a good way to get rid of future customers, especially when you're someone like Alterna Comics, when you're not Marvel, DC, Image, when you're someone smaller that you need every advantage you can. It'd be nice to have the people that are writing and doing the art for you to not you know, go and destroy future customers. What's up, Shadow Batman? And I thought that was I thought that was not a controversial thing to do, but then a lot of people were very upset about it. Hey, what's up, Ethan? And it didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. But yeah, he got a lot of death threats from that, and I think that doesn't make any sense to me. But then, speaking on the subject of death threats, we also have this whole situation. I have to go to incognito mode because on my actual Twitter I'm blocked by this person, which I never heard of. I don't know who this is, CJ Fangirls, but it was a whole thing I saw people on Twitter talking about. I don't know what it is, but apparently Comicsgate went after her. She, from what I heard, and this is all hearsay because I don't know what happened with this, but she wrote an article saying that the whole thing that happened with the Quartering, which if you don't know, the Quartering is a more conservative YouTuber that talks about a bunch of different stuff, and he went to a con, and at a convention someone assaulted him, punched him, and like beat him up. Have to go incognito, sure, yeah, because I have to go to where I'm not logged into Twitter. I don't even remember my Twitter password. I don't feel like logging out of that. Just see this. Yeah, she supported the violence against German hair, but yeah, she wrote an article about that, and so apparently someone called Comic Crusaders, which is another thing I've never heard of, but they seem fine. I like their bio at least. For fans, by fans, no politics. Comics are for everyone. I like that. When you see like no politics, I think that's a good thing, for the most part. But yeah, this whole thing happened. And I'm not going to read it here because it's just a full transcript and there's a lot of typos and stuff. But either way, it's terrible. It's talking about like raping and death. It's terrible. But again, that's like one person. And like assuming that this is true, which is coming from Comics Crusaders, which from what I've heard, they're pretty legit. I know Spike like writes for them and stuff, so I think they're legit. So I guess this did happen. But again, this is one person of a movement. Whenever you have like a big movement, because everyone will say, oh, this is everyone in Comicsgate. Whenever you have a big movement, there's bound to be a bunch of there's bound to be some bad eggs. It just happens. But like 99% of Comicsgate is cool. And then you have like that 1% that's just like garbage. But that happens with anything. But yeah, you can tell by her bio. She's got F Trump and her pronouns. I'm just saying, like, if you have your pronouns in your bio, come on. Like, we talked about this like last time or the first time on This Week in Comics. Like, having your pronouns, I think that just announces something about you. Because Iron Fist 2 came out today, just talking about the Netflix shows. I was gonna watch it last night. I just watched Ozark season 1 for the first time. Like last week I started and I finished first season. Profile from 5 minutes. But yeah, it's stop pretending your racism is patriotism. It's like, this is just the biggest stereotypical SJW you could find. But again, not condoning this. This is terrible. I don't think anyone from Comicsgate would condone this. Like, this is awful. No one agrees with that. Yeah, it's just, this is one of those things. Because I saw people like using this to say, this is all Comicsgate is. Yet this is like the only instance they can find. But again, this is just some random person. This ain't like a pro or something. This ain't like what happened with the whole Robbie Rodriguez situation. Robot bottom right pronouns. You should change it. You should do that in your bio. But yeah, like, this ain't with the Robbie Rodriguez situation. But with that whole thing, that's a pro contacting another pro and sending a picture of Zanus. This is just a random person contacting this girl, I'm assuming because of the whole courting situation, I guess. Which again was terrible what she said. Or she was okay with the violence of it. Yeah. I don't think there's... Oh, yeah, there's the whole Vox Day thing that I want to talk about. Which, again, all this stuff, like, happens while I'm at work. And so, like, it sucks because I wish it would happen, like, when I could actually pay attention to everything. But there was the whole Vox Day situation, which was where Vox Day tried to... I want to see if I can find his stream. I don't know if he took it down or not, but it had so many dislikes. What stream was it? I don't know. It must be. Ooh. Oh, this one with a 19% like ratio. That's gotta be it. Comicsgate Comics. Yeah, this is it. I never watched it, but what happened was Vox Day, who's like I think it's like an alt-right, like white nationalist type dude. Again, I don't know really much about this guy. But apparently he's one of those guys, you know, one of those guys that like thinks Jews run everything and blames all his problems on the Jews. I'm pretty sure he's one of those guys. And he tried to co-opt the whole Comicsgate name because he saw that it was popular. A lot of people that are anti-SJW, like, hey, chat for that stream is amazing. Oh, I'm gonna have to see it then. You, sir, are good. That's great. Wow. I like that he has it up on the screen too. Soy boy, you look sick. Anusgate belongs to every. It's great. But the thing that I love about this is the fact that this completely destroys a narrative that a lot of SJWs have, that Comicsgate is full of white supremacists and white nationalists and the people that just are completely racist and bigots. But then you have an actual bigot come in and immediately gets dispelled. Yeah, that's Vox Day. Immediately gets kicked out. Like, look at the dislike ratio in here. I'll help add to that. But immediately, and you look at the comments, If you look at everything, everyone kicked him out immediately. He thought he was going to be able to come in. The thing, though, that sucks about this is the fact that he's got Chuck Dixon roped in. Because I love Chuck Dixon, and the pitch for his story with Chuck Dixon actually sounds interesting. It's just I don't want to give any money that supports this guy. It's called... What's it called? Alt Hero Q, I think? I think that's what it's called. It's got Chuck Dixon attached. It's already backed. But, like, it looked cool, and it sounded interesting. It's just, I don't want to do anything that supports Vox Day, but it's got Chuck Dixon. That's the main thing. We'll get Chuck Dixon back with this. I hope so. I'm a big Chuck Dixon fan. And I hate that he got roped into this, because I know Chuck Dixon ain't some alt-right guy or anything. And this actually sounds interesting, like, when I read the concept for it. It's just, this guy's attached. What did he do? What did who do? We're talking about Vox Day? Okay, so the whole Vox Day situation was he came in and created this label to publish comics called Comicsgate, which he needed the work and had no other choice. Okay, that makes sense. I'm excited for, what's it called? Anyways, back to what happened with Vox Day. He came in, he created this label, which you'll see right here, to publish comics, basically to cash in on the Comicsgate name, because he saw it was popular with people that didn't like SJWs. And he had never supported the movement before, but then out of nowhere he comes in and he's like, hey, you guys, Comicsgate, now I've got this. And he tried to take the name for himself and basically tarnish the name of Comicsgate. When you have a guy like this, that's one of these like white nationalist dudes, like these Richard Spencer type guys, which kind of would help, the narrative that a lot of other people try to spread, that Comicsgate is just absolutely terrible and is some just bigot movement full of hate. This guy helps with that, but the problem is the entire community kicked him out immediately. Like, if you look at 340 likes, 1.4 thousand dislikes. Everyone went in here. You look at all this, especially if you look at the I am leader of Comicsgate video. I think this, yeah, typo, whatever. Yeah, who is leader of Comicsgate? The thing that's funny about this is I saw, like, I saw Ethan and other people tweeting it at people when they were talking about how bad it was. I saw him tweet at, Darwin Cook's widow, and immediately she's like, no, I don't want to watch it. Because it's a video showing just a very diverse group of people saying, hey, I support Comicsgate. And again, it doesn't support the whole narrative of Comicsgate. It's just full of angry, like, spiteful white men. Odd thing about Vox is I think he resides in Italy. He resides in Italy? Is Vox Day American? I don't know what, again, I don't know anything about him. The only time, like, I'd heard of him before was, like, John De La Rose brought him up on my live stream when I was talking about how, like, most of the Comicsgate stuff hadn't been political. He talked about something with Vox Day. This was coming out last year, but regular comics fan didn't care. Yeah, well, he wasn't ever connected to Comicsgate. Like, it was his own thing with Alt Hero. Can I find the Kickstarter? Restart, I don't know. And again, he seems more like the shock value type also, which, like I said, I hate about comics. Because he put, look, she's got the rebel flag on her. Look how shocking that is. You're not supposed to use the rebel flag. It's more of the shock value stuff that I was talking about that I hate happens in comics. Like, that's the whole reason he did it. Look, it's a Scantlic one with the rebel flag. Look how shocking that is. And it, like, Vox Day doesn't, to me, scream like he's a person with an interesting story to tell. He just doesn't seem like that. He just seems like a guy trying to come in and cash grab and make money and shock people. That's all it seems like to me. It doesn't seem like he has an actual, like, story to tell. You got Spider-Man PS4, cool. I was able to play Spider-Man PS4 at PAX this past weekend. So right before it came out, I was at PAX West in Seattle, and I played it. The most disappointing thing about it, though, is the fact that it runs at 30 FPS. Who wants to bet the villain's Jewish? I wouldn't doubt it. Like, this guy with, like, the European flag, and then she's got the rebel flag, and it's like, look how shocking it is. Alt Hero will not save comics. Who made this video, Alex? No, that sounds true. I don't think it saved comics. But just nothing about it seems interesting. But Chuck Dixon's story does. I'm hoping Chuck Dixon comes back, like Ethan was saying. He's not a comics guy. Yeah, well, it just seems like something he did to cash in on. Like, look at this. I wonder what he talked about this whole stream.
You're not lawyers. Even those of you who have been in the industry for a while are not publishers. You don't know anything about how the game is played.
Everyone's just wishing Ethan a happy birthday in his stream.
And so you can either
you can tell how salty he is
as a salutary lesson and learn from it.
Learn from it.
Or you can.
You think Vox Day learned from this? Does Vox Day have a Twitter? Does he? No, I guess he doesn't. Oh, he lost his hair. Poor Vox Day. I'd be salty too if I lost my hair. What's up, Mr. DC Comics? Let's highlight American nationalism for his racist propaganda. Yep. That's pretty much what he did. You have people that aren't racist at all and just like Comicsgate, want better comics, and then you have someone like him that comes in as some white nationalist dude trying to make everyone look bad. But I guess he just learned what the I'm guessing he just learned how the core of Comicsgate is, that they're not like him at all. This was a hard lesson. You know what I think of?
Yes, GW.
When I see him, I think of the SpongeBob meme. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? I have to teach you this lesson, old man. It's probably gonna get my stream copyrighted, whatever. This is what I think of with Vox Day.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
That's exactly like that's Vox Day right there. Actually, not too dissimilar. That's exactly what I think of when I see him like coming in trying to cash grab with this.
You can do what the sad puppies did, and so forth.
He looks like he's about to cry. Because this did not go at all how he thought it would.
See what happens.
He thought he could just come in easy and everyone would accept him and be like, "Oh yeah, cool, Vox Day. Like, let us give you our money."
You're upset about.
But like, you don't have. No one knows who you are in comics. All they see is just some random alt-right guy coming in, and no one likes you.
It's vastly amusing.
Vastly amusing.
Anyhow,
I like how he tries to make himself sound smarter too. Like he uses big words all the time.
Science fiction. We've heard it from the.
He just sounds so uppity. Buying PS4 as a birthday present. I was like, nice. Vox Day is born in Minnesota, currently lives in northern Italy. Why did he move to Italy? He looks like an evil doctor. He looks like a villain from an old Max Fleischer Superman cartoon. That's what he looks like. Like if you search up, I remember that episode specifically where there's like this scientist. I don't know what Vox Day looks like him, but he reminds me of him. The scientist builds a laser like on the moon, and Superman like punches the laser up to it and finds it. But I gotta see Max. I don't. Yeah, Fleischer Superman scientist. Yeah, with the crow. He does kind of look like him. A little bit. Except this guy's got more hair than Vox Day. That's exactly what I thought of. I could see him having an evil crow. Imagine if he had an evil crow like that. Man, I miss the Max Fleischer Superman was so good. I have this on my Amazon wish list. I need to get it. I love the symbol of the Max Fleischer Superman too. Max Fleischer Superman was the one animated Superman I loved growing up because I hated Superman the animated series because of how much of an idiot they made Superman. But this Superman was cool. Like Superman was beating up robots, stopping evil scientists, saving Lois Lane, like dealing with volcanoes, dealing with panthers at the circus. Max Fleischer Superman was badass. But then you have Superman the animated series, who's just a big dolt that like struggles to lift the power pole and then gets his ass beat by everyone, needs Batman to come and save him. Like, look at how sick Max Fleischer Superman looks. With Golden Age Supes, yeah. I love Max Fleischer Superman so much. I would play the theme right now, but it'll get copyrighted then. And people might not be able to watch stream. Because I don't care if they'll copyright it to where they take the money, because I'm not going to make any money anyways. It's just it might copyright strike it to where I can't, like the video won't show. Wait, do they have it on Blu-ray? Wait, Amazon France, so I guess they do. I love Max Fleischer Superman though. Look at that, that's so cool. It's so much better than Superman the animated series. I'm sorry, Superman the animated series. I was thinking a while ago about doing a video on Superman the animated series, why I don't like it. Like, there's some good spots. It's not overall absolutely terrible. It's just meh. But then I was like, I came to the realization I have to rewatch Superman the animated series, and I was like, yeah, the voice actor's good. I like George Newbern. I think the Superman voice actors for Superman the animated series and Justice League have to like make more pain sounds than any other voice actors. Like Superman constantly has to go like all the time. Whoever voices him. If you want to see the ultimate like Batman jerk off fest, go watch the Superman animated series, Batman animated series movie. Yeah, the Batman Superman movie. It's literally just how Batman is better than Superman every way. He takes Lois Lane from him also, and Superman gets beat by the Joker, and Batman just oh, Batman's the best, and Superman's just there to like occasionally punch a robot. It is like, oh my god, I just Bruce Timm can do Batman good, but he's terrible with Superman. Bruce Timm should be nowhere near Superman. I remember enjoying the Apocalypse episode also for Superman the Animated Series because it was very close to John Byrne's run of what happened with that. Where there's, I believe it was John Byrne's run. There's a part where Superman gets connected in that movie. Yeah, he does. But there was a comic that was pretty good. I'm pretty sure it's John Byrne. I don't remember which volume, but I've got it. Where Superman gets brainwashed by one of Darkseid's like apocalyptic scientists or whatever, and that lady, like, Superman thinks at first he's fighting for like the poor people of Apocalypse, like the slaves and stuff, and then he gets brainwashed into fighting for Darkseid and like going and like taking over and stuff. It was a really good episode, and they did an adaptation of that in Superman the Animated Series, and I liked how they did it in Superman the Animated Series. It's pretty good. It was cool when he fought him. Freaking, I wish for when they get the same voice actors, the same guy that did Sam Fisher. I can't remember his name right now. No, voice actor. It's not Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy's not the voice actor. Michael Ironside, that's who it is. Look, why does it come with Tom Hardy? Michael Ironside did the voice for Darkseid. And I wish they would get him for the movie. Imagine if they got Michael Ironside for the movie. Oh my god, that would be so perfect. Imagine how great that would be if they got Michael Ironside. His voice is just, because Tom Hardy's supposed to play him in the live action movie whenever that happens, if that ever happens. That's so stupid that it brought up for voice actor. Yeah, he was great. Remember what else I want to talk about? There's something else I want to talk about. What else do I want to talk about? Can't escape from her, Tom Hardy. No one can. Yeah, Battlefield 5 will pick out. I kind of want to talk about Spider-Man PS4 a little bit. Who's played Spider-Man PS4 so far? Everyone in chat. Who's played it? Yeah, Tim Daly was a good Superman. I really like him. That's Superman. I watched a little bit of the Elon Musk on there. It's pretty good. But who's played Spider-Man so far? I mean, yeah, I played it at PAX for like a 15-20 minute demo. The video on Superman, and I might get some hate because there are some fans who think the best character. I don't agree. Yeah, I've already gotten hate because I've mentioned it in multiple videos before. Like I said before, like Justice League TV show was good when Superman wasn't in it, which is funny considering, you know, Superman's my favorite superhero, my favorite fictional character. It's just, for the most part, again, occasionally there's some good episodes. Like one of the best episodes with Superman was the one where he pretended to be Batman. Superman the answer was Batman. I think it was New Adventures of Batman, where he teamed up with Robin. He like beats up Bane and like a bunch of other Batman villains. It was great. I loved it. But then there are other awful episodes, like the one where Ra's al Ghul just completely destroys Superman, and Batman like saves everyone. That's not so keep Vox on screen. Yep, look at that face. Straight Fist Spider-Man PS4 is good. Yeah, I played it. I liked it. It was like a 15-20 minute demo at PAX last weekend, and it felt a lot like the Arkham games. I saw some people saying like, oh no, it's not the Arkham games at all because the animations are different. And I'm like, okay, just because in Call of Duty they change a reload animation doesn't make the shooting mechanics any different. Same with the combat in this game. From what I played, maybe it gets way different later on, but what I played was there was one stealth segment I did. They just put you in the open world. And then they were like, hey, go around, do whatever you want. Like, do whatever objectives. This league was worth assuming because most of the material they make him really Being like Captain Marvel's really nice to him, he's mean to him. Yeah, exactly. That was a really cool fight though, in that city that Lex built. But also Superman's super paranoid. And he's like, oh, I know Lex has blah blah. He's got kryptonite under here and all this other crap. This fight was dope, but yeah, Superman would never be like that to Captain Marvel. That's so stupid. But yeah, Spider-Man PS4. Like I played. What I did was I did one stealth section on like a rooftop somewhere, like construction site. Then there was one random encounter that I did where like these dudes, like 10 dudes were just shooting at these cops, and I ran down, beat the crap out of all of them. And then the third thing I did was I fought Shocker and beat him, and that was the last thing I did. I was going Boba Fett. But what I overall I really enjoyed it. It was fun. My main complaints were, one, it's 30 FPS. When you are a console exclusive, you gotta hit 60 FPS because you're only going for one console, so you don't have to like strain yourself going for others. Because that's why most console exclusives are 60 FPS, because they're able to focus on it and use the best out of that console. But it's 30 FPS. I'm sorry, but when it's 2018 and you're a console exclusive, 30 FPS to me is unacceptable. Like, I think that's really terrible. Like, it doesn't ruin it. A lot of people are used to it, but again, PC master race talking right here. I'm used to, like, I've got my 144 hertz monitor. I'm used to running everything at least like 100 frames per second. So when it's 30, it's just terrible. But again, the game was still fun. And then my other gripe would probably be that the dodge mechanic was too strong. Yeah, the web slinging was great, but the dodge mechanic was too strong. I literally, again, I jumped in the middle of like 10 guys on the street with all armed with guns, and I just spam circle, which is the dodge button. You just spam that, they can't touch you, and I just beat the crap out of all of them. Same thing with this Shocker boss fight. Literally, all I did was spam dodge, besides one section where he hits the ground, so you just swing the whole time. And that was a lame boss fight, because literally all you do is you spam the dodge button until Shocker gets tired, and then you throw rocks on him. And that was it. But again, overall, I had fun. It's just the dodge mechanic and the 30 FPS, two things I think should be different. But overall, it was fun. It felt just like the Arkham games, like a lot like it, like how the stealth mechanics worked. I wish the stealth takedowns would be a little better, because they're like kind of too fancy. I get it, you know, Spider-Man's very aerobatic. Okay, I can't talk right now. But Spider-Man's very agile, and so it makes sense for him to be moving all around and stuff like that. I just wish the stealth takedowns were a bit like cooler. They're kind of lame looking. He like does like 50 flips or whatever, takes his legs, throws the guys over, then webs them. I think they could have done the animations a little better with that, but it was a lot of fun. Hey, shut up, Soundway. The main episode of Justice League was really good. I remember watching it, but I don't remember what happened in that episode. It's been a long time since I watched Justice League. Please do Battlefront. Maybe this week I'll do some Battlefront. We'll see. But yeah, overall I liked the web slinging, but the FPS is really what threw me off. I just don't get how you can be a console exclusive in 2018 and be 30 FPS and everyone's okay with it. Like, come on, demand better. They've been working on it for a while. So it's pretty good too. The one review I watched was like CGR, I think, or like the one review I like in the Justice League episode when they became the Justice Lord and they fought their evil counterparts. I'm trying to remember the Justice Lords. I remember the one time when the Justice Lord like beat Doomsday, the Superman one. He'd use his heat vision and hit him straight like right here in the forehead. That part was cool. But again, it's been too long. Like, there's some specific episodes I remember of Justice League, but it's been so long. I remember I kind of like the Doomsday episode also, where Superman fought him in the volcano. But then he kind of like just falls over and Wonder Woman picks him up, and like I didn't see a need for that. Again, they had Superman actually be like badass for once. They're like, we can't have that, and so they have to have Wonder Woman come and save him. Arrow Bat, what making fun of my talking typos. How's it going, Rinker? Remember that episode? Yeah, that's like one of the few episodes I remember a lot of. Because growing up, like I didn't have like the TV. I think it was Cartoon Network that came on. I didn't have Cartoon Network when Justice League was premiering. So I'd watch it online, like whenever I could. I'd watch it online, or I'd go over to my friend's house and watch it there. And then eventually I ended up watching all of them later on. Or we'd have DVDs. Yeah, I can't make fun of speech disabilities. The age of mental health, can't make fun of speech disabilities. God. Maybe I've been good, Ring Cry, about you. Yeah, I remember that part. Don't want to get beat by electric shock. Yeah, I remember Livewire always, like, him having so much trouble with Livewire. And he was just so bad all the time, especially whenever Batman was around. That was the worst part, because Batman was like a god, and Superman was just like a big dumb idiot. When Batman wasn't around, it still was bad, but not as bad. But when Batman's around, they have to show you how much better Batman is than Superman. They, like, have to make sure you know. And so they just humiliate Superman any way they can. I hated that part in the Superman Batman movie, where Batman has like the tiniest little shard of kryptonite in like a little plastic bag. He hangs up to Superman. Superman's like, oh no. Like, part of that, he flips Superman over his shoulder, and he like throws it in the glass of water, and Superman's like terrified. It was like, and then you have that one part, what part, where Superman has his lead suit, so that way he can't get hurt by kryptonite. But then he gets close enough to Joker, where Joker like hits him with the acid leaf, and it burns his suit, and so kryptonite can hurt him now. That's kind of like how he is on the TV show. Everyone else on TV gets sequel too. Well, yeah, Grant Morrison's Batman is a god. Like, literally, he has a backup plan for everything. I remember first reading Batman R.I.P. being like, what? He's got a backup plan, like, in his mind for when, wait, what? And it was badass, but, like, damn, next level. Like, Grant Morrison's Batman is probably the most powerful Batman there's ever been in terms of canon Batman. Like, he's just nuts. Probably the best Superman vs. Batman fight was Batman the Brave and the Bold. I don't know if my stream will get copyrighted or not. Maybe with my, like, face partially on it, it won't get copyrighted. It won't recognize it, since, you know, I got the webcam right there. This was the best one. Was this one? It's 360p. I'm not going to move my face out of the way because I think that might help prevent it from getting copyrighted, hopefully. This is the best fight they ever had in animation. This is a legit good fight. Crypto comes in and stuff. And they switch spots and go after Lex. I loved Batman the Brave and the Bold. It's so good. Did anyone watch the Batman Brave and the Bold Scooby-Doo movie? Because I did. I own it. I have it back there. I'm a big Scooby-Doo fan. I wish Mr. Incorporated was still a thing. Yeah, Grant Morrison had a great Batman run. It's just his Batman is so OP. I love his run with Dick Grayson's Batman. Got brought down. It's a really good moment. Superman saves Hunters when he... Yeah, I don't think I've read much of... I don't know if I've read any of Grant Morrison's Justice League. I've probably read some issues. But I don't have any, like, trades or anything. It was like the first episode of Justice League based off his run, though, with, like, the White Martians and stuff. Thought it was. Sure. Crypto. It's funny, because Batman Brave and Bold was a bit of a parody. The whole point was, like, make Batman, like, also incredibly powerful, yet in this, he's less powerful than he is in, like, Justice League and Batman the Animated Series and stuff. Comic was better than the episode. Generally how it goes, yeah. Dark Knight Returns stuff happening right here. Great out Dark Knight Returns. I miss Batman Brave and the Bold. Right now, what do we got? We got Justice League Action, Teen Titans Go. See, that would have KO'd Superman the Animated Series. Those 3 explosives, done. Dark Multiverse animated from DC. I just wish DC would get back to making greatest hits instead of trying to being obsessed with their New 52 universe. Oh yeah, it was hilarious. Earthquake, and he shakes the bottle. Yeah, that was hilarious. You know, punch the mask off his face, and he like starts crushing it. Like the designs for him too, and everything. I miss Batman the Brave and the Bold. Good show. I miss the older animated DC stuff. I wish they go back to doing greatest hits. That'd be so much better. Said like here, if you search up, let's see, Flashpoint Paradox. Let's see. What's the name of the what's the name of it? Crisis on Two Earths. Like the animation quality has dropped so much. Like look how good that looks. Look at that. Like I like Justice League Paradox's movie, by the way. It's a good movie, but the animation I'm not a fan of. Like what is this? The animation is like it just doesn't look good. What is with Flash's face right there? Why does it look like a low-budget anime? Why does it look like a low-budget anime? Look how bad Wonder Woman looks. Superman's supposed to look skinny because that's how the comic was. It still doesn't look good. Then you look at something like this, where it's like, look how good the animation is. It's not perfect, but compared to again, I think Flashpoint is a better movie than Crisis on Two Earths, but Crisis on Two Earths has the better animation. Frank Miller writing Superman Year One. I hope it's good. Not much to say about it. Yeah, what was the name of the Justice League one? The New 52 Justice League one. I don't remember what it's called. The one based off Jeff Johns' run. That one had some rough animation also. This animation's so much better. He's gonna be okay with lecture with Superman. That said, he does cool stuff on. I think it's cool though that DC just now started collecting the Blue Superman run, like Red Blue Superman. Like that's now in a trade. I'm happy about that because before it was so hard to collect. Unless he like went single issue by single issue, now they're collecting it in a new trade. Yeah, Justice League War. It's better than Flashpoint Paradox. Like I like the way Hal looks. Superman looks a little rough. Like it's better than the Flashpoint animation. It's not bad. I hate how gigantic they made Darkseid though. Why is he so huge? Like, he's always supposed to be big, but not that big. Darkseid's way too big. Of John's Justice League run. I love Darkseid War, but everything else I read from it, which I didn't read all of it, I read the first volume, and then I like dropped it and read like bits and pieces, then I read Darkseid War. It was kind of disappointing. I think Jeff Johns is much better when he can focus on like one character and like truly focus on them and like show what's best about them. I think that's where Jeff Johns really shines. Or when he's doing a team book, he doesn't have the chance to focus as much, so he's not as good. Which is why I actually think Darkseid War was better because he was able to focus a bit more on Wonder Woman and Darkseid and like that whole deal with that other Amazonian girl. I think because of that, that made it better. But when he's trying to do a team book, I don't think he does as good. Like it wasn't bad. It was very meh, and that's my thoughts on like Jeff Johns' Justice League from what I read. Again, I didn't read all of it, but I did read a good bit. Jim Lee's art on it was amazing though. But yeah, I don't think there's much else to talk about this week, but next week I'll try to actually have a This Week in Comics video up again. This week I recorded one, and it just wasn't very entertaining to me, so I figured I'd do a stream. His New 52 jail run kind of faltered was because he had a lot of books for the time period. That's true. He did have a lot of stuff on his plate. He always has tons of stuff on his plate. This Superman's face is huge. But if you ever want anything for me to talk about on This Week in Comics, make sure to @ me on Twitter for what you want me to talk about. My Twitter is always linked in the description below. That's the best way to reach me for, like, there's something, because I don't always see everything like that happened this week. Again, a lot of times I'm at work when stuff happens. So if there's something interesting that happened in a comic book or between creators or anything like that, make sure to @ me on Twitter and I'll try to cover it in a video. Yeah, I liked his Teen Titans run. I agree on that. I read his Teen Titans run. I haven't read his JSA run. I read his Teen Titans run. It was good. You read one of the Earth 1 comics? Yeah, I've got all the Superman Earth 1 comics, and I've read all the Batman ones, but I only own Volume 2 because I read Volume 1 at the library. That's Last Stand. Last Stand ain't this week in comics. Last Stand came out when? Yeah, I saw Spider-Man PS4 came out. I played it at PAX. It was fun. 30 FPS garbage though, but it was a fun game. Imagine if it ran 60 FPS. Insomniac. What's your problem? How do you have a game in 2018 to be next console exclusive? Depending on Super Sons. I haven't read issue 2 yet because I'm gonna try to go to my comic shop tomorrow, see if he's got one there. But I really enjoyed the first issue of the 12-inch issue miniseries we're getting. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna end the stream here. Thanks to everyone who showed up. Again, if there's anything you want me to talk about for This Week in Comics, remember to @ me on Twitter about it, and I'll see you. I can talk about it. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. I had fun, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.